Have you ever tried to build a base in the Nether and been bombarded by gas, fallen into the lava while building, kept getting stuck on some blocks all the time, or have been attacked by piglins? You can't even really build up here, and once the base is finished, you can't even see it. But there's a solution for all of that. We'll simply remove all the lava, and the mobs, and the blocks, structures. We're erasing the entire Nether, including the hundreds of thousands of bedrock blocks above and below, so that in the end, only a massive 30 million block void remains, the foundation for the ultimate Nether megabase. And in case you think I'm exaggerating a bit, this is our overworld base. This video is the first episode in a 6-part series in which I, along with my team of 20 Minecraft players, transform our ugly Nether into the ultimate Nether megabase. And with that, we're building the second megabase in this world. So feel free to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss the other 5 videos in this series. And now enjoy episode 1. Everything inside of this area will be completely erased. A super massive 25 million block void. And it's gonna look so sick when we just finally have like a huge void here. I can show you a comparison real quick. We've already removed some bedrock here. This is a 10 by 10 hole where bedrock was removed. And we're gonna be removing 500 by 500. But how exactly are we supposed to remove hundreds of thousands of bedrock blocks from such a large area before we can even begin removing the majority of the blocks below the ceiling? Actually, it's not that difficult, because there are special bedrock breaking machines designed to remove bedrock quite efficiently. And no, I don't mean this bedrock breaker. We're gonna need a somewhat larger machine for our hole. I can give you all a quick peek of what that machine looks like. Yep. This is the bedrock breaker. 580 blocks long, which will then completely cover the area at the end and remove all the blocks. So in theory, this is how it should work. The bedrock breaker runs through it in one go and removes all 5 layers of bedrock at once. But let's be honest, every time we've unpacked the largest possible redstone constructions, we've always had to spend days fixing bugs. And that'll probably be the case again this time around. Nevertheless, this machine is our only realistic hope of getting this done as quickly as possible. And it's definitely gonna look pretty satisfying when it works out. So let's waste no time and start farming the materials for it right away, cause those aren't exactly few. And while I go ahead and gather the materials we're gonna need for the bedrock breaker, I got something to do for the rest of the SMP players. We now cleaned up everything here on the bedrock ceiling, and while I'm gone farming the materials, we're gonna need the same things to be done down here in the Nether. As you can see, our Nether looks horrifically ugly. Everything's full of stuff like portals, anvils, and ender chests. And the reason I mention these blocks is because we're not just going to remove the bedrock ceiling and the bedrock below, but also the entire Nether here. And to do that, we're going to build another world eater that will blow away the entire Nether here. So that means all of these immovable blocks, like obsidian, anvils, ender chests, everything that's accumulated here over the past year, we're gonna have to take care of. So all of these countless nether portals and strange obsidian lines, and who knows what else was placed here, all of that has to go. Search the entire walls, turn everything upside down, everything below the ceiling has to be completely clean. There can't be a single obsidian block left here. And while they do that, I'm gonna take care of all the materials we're gonna need for our bedrock breaker. So the first item I'm about to go get now is 10,000 pistons. 10,000 pistons sounds like a lot at first. And honestly, I guess it is quite a lot. If we didn't already have all the farms for the materials. For pistons you need wood, cobblestone, redstone, and iron. That means we only need to go to the farms real quick and then we have all the pistons. Alright, the wood farm is up ahead. So how are we looking here? No. There's nothing left here. We can also look at the clay farm. There's some spruce here too. Nothing's here either. Is there any wood left here? I got a large shulker storage here, but we don't really even have to look inside. Oh yeah, look, bro. Okay, and now we need 1 shulker iron blocks to the iron farm. Cobblestone, and we need 24 shulkers. I don't think I can transport it all in one trip. I'm gonna have to come back. So, the rest of the cobblestone again. Yeah, got some redstone here too. Okay, perfect. With that, I had all the items that I needed for the 10,000 pistons in no time and could recraft them right away. I kinda imagine 10,000 pistons to be a little different. These are 10,000 pistons. And now 3,600 of them had to be turned into sticky pistons, for which I luckily built this slime farm recently, where lots of snowmen turn into lots more slimes with oozing potions. And this mechanic is really extremely OP. Alright guys, you ready? Might already be enough slime balls by now, with 1 hit. Okay, so those are 2,000 little slimes right now. And now for the slime balls. Yo, bro, that's so crazy. Boom, and just like that, a double chest full of slime balls, even more. Then we can move on to the 3rd item, and that's 2,300 slime blocks, and we can actually go back there and just get some more slime blocks. Wow. This is currently 3,000 medium slimes here, and I think they produce another 4 of them each. Let's see if the server can handle it. Okay. Oh no. 13 TPS? Dude, these are currently 9,000 slimes, and I'm gonna kill them all in 1 blow. Dude. Oh, here we go. Easy, bro. And now we gotta have it. We need 38 stacks. Next up, we need 1,300 observers, for which I got more cobblestone. I still had all the redstone and nether quartz in my room, so I had all the observers right away. And also the 250 honey blocks, the 130 white glass, 100 redstone blocks, droppers, hoppers, and gray concrete, and the rest of the list we basically had lying around somewhere, so now we only need 1 more item. 20 ancient debris. So I'd say we farm the ancient debris together, and we can just do it here. Everything's gonna be cleared away here anyway, so we might as well just get started. 20 ancient debris shouldn't take that long. It's been a while since we farmed netherite. Oh, I got something. Let's go. The first 2. Yo, another one. Okay, drop all the netherite to me. I want to see how much we farm. Gimme. Yeah, scam everyone, dude. I already got 37, but I'm keeping the rest. Thanks, guys. Nah, hey. I fooled ya. Y'all gave me 17 ancient debris. Thanks. And with that, all the items for the bedrock breaker for this entire thing have been farmed. Which means we can now finally start building this thing. We're now gonna remove the first bedrock blocks. We're not building the entire machine yet though, just the first part, because if you look at the breaker, you'll quickly notice that it's not exactly just 1, but 5 bedrock breakers, each of the 5 models being responsible for one of the 5 bedrock layers. Click on this note block and then you should see the first blocks of our nether base of our huge 25. Yo, I'm pressing the note block in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Does it work? Oh, yes, it works. The first bedrock blocks. Dude, this is awesome. But you can see it's gonna take a pretty long time. Alright, there is only a single line now, and he has to drive 580 blocks back and forth each time. Okay, so he's almost there, and you can see now there's an account, and he's just waiting for it to arrive. You'll see it here in a second. Or we'll see if it works. Now he should... Yeah, now he's going back. Or is he? It's not working, is it? There's the account. Now, oh my god, okay, it's working. And now, this account is placing pistons, which are important for breaking the bedrock, because they get moved down every time, as you've seen. And here, with these piston extenders, these pistons are simply going to get pushed back the entire row from that single account back there, so that when it comes back around later, the next row of bedrock can be broken. So, in our last attempt back then, when we tried to break the bedrock when we built the biomes, we had to build like a huge piston roof. But here, it's done automatically. Bro, it kinda looks a little satisfying. That's crazy. Pistons are constantly getting dropped all the time, which were previously collected at the bottom. We'll probably see it a little better in a bit. So this thing is completely recycling all the pistons. Okay guys, here we go. He's going for the second row now. Alright. And now you can see it here again. The pistons that were just placed above are now being taken and pushed down. And the pistons that are getting pushed down are being used here to remove the bedrock. And they get picked up here by the minecarts. So these collected pistons he's gonna get back there so he can place them again. This is so satisfying. Everything removed cleanly. And for us now, it's a matter of just waiting and letting the machine do its work. The breaker now slowly needs to remove layer 1 so that we can build the second one, which can then reach the second layer. We'll repeat this process over and over again, building models, moving them forward, and so on, until we have all the models in the correct position, as you already saw in the big schematic at the beginning. And then we can turn them all on at once, which I think will look pretty cool in a large time lapse. So let's see it. Oh, well, what's going on? Wait, it's not done yet. What? That was broken. I thought the first one was already done. I was a bit surprised, but apparently it broke down, so we had to restart it. Okay, well, that doesn't matter too much, because as you can see, the second one has already been set up. And since those two are far enough apart, we can now turn on the second one too. This bedrock breaker should drive all the way up to that redstone block, and then it should stop there. And the second one's gonna move in here, and there you can also see that redstone block. So they all move alongside each other, and when they're done, they'll all just stand there in that lane or something. Let's go. Let's see if it works. I hope it does. No, it's not. Oh my god. Bro, what happened to these pistons? Yeah, let's just rebuild it all. Attempt number 2. Everything's been rebuilt. Let's see if it works now. I don't really have an idea what was wrong, but let's hope it doesn't happen again. Let's see it. Please work. Huh? Is it blocked? Oh. Oh no, it turns on right away. Oh my god. Okay, does it work? Please work. Yes, it does! My lord. Dude, I thought we wouldn't get this to work. Now we're basically just gonna have to wait a while again until that one has done its job. Once that machine moved a bit further along, we can go ahead and build the third one. A few more hours have passed, and as you can see, all the bedrock breakers are now in place, all 5 models, and the final setup is complete. And here at the 5th breaker, all the bedrock layers have already been cleared in this large strip, so that's how it's supposed to look later across the entire area. And that means we can now activate the final setup we've been grinding for so long. We could have just let all the breakers run through it already. We'd probably also be halfway through with it by now. But we're doing it this way, hopefully for a time lapse, okay? I can't guarantee there will be one. It kind of depends on what my account, which is here in the gold blocks, does, because that's the one recording the time lapse. But I think it should work, and now we can go ahead and start the final setup. I'm gonna click on the note block, hopefully for the last time. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay. It works, right? Let me check on all of them. This one's breaking bedrock. This one's breaking bedrock too. Number 3, also breaking bedrock. Number 4 is also breaking bedrock. And number 5 is also breaking it up. It works. All 5 breakers are on. Wow. This is gonna be so insane, just imagine. Everything in this entire area is gonna look like this. And I just hope that The video will go into the time-lapse for you guys right now. I hope so, okay? I tried absolute everything. Here's the account that's recording the whole thing. I even bought a server specifically for this account to run to record the time-lapse. Because, and you probably wouldn't have guessed it at first, but this machine up here will take multiple days to remove all of this bedrock. You can see the part we just removed, that's really nothing compared to the entire area. And of course, I'm not going to leave my PC on for 4 days. That's why I bought a server just for the time-lapse, just for the video, and I hope it works. So, we're just going to let the 5 bedrock breakers run, and then we'll see each other again when the entire bedrock is gone. Or if something else happens. I hope nothing else happens. Been done. After a couple of days, we've managed to remove 100% of the bedrock. Bro, looks so sick. And it took us like around 4 days or so. And it's done. We're gonna dismantle the bedrock breaker and collect the materials from it, because we are gonna need it again for the bedrock at the bottom. And now that the bedrock ceiling is gone, we can finally start erasing the actual nether. That means every single block between the 2 bedrock layers, every structure, and all the lava lakes, so that in the end, there's really nothing left. And to do that, we're gonna build another pretty big machine, if not the biggest machine we've ever built. Specifically a World Eater. We've used World Eater several times in the past using the TNT models to completely clear out the Minecraft world from top to bottom, leaving behind nothing but a gigantic hole in the end. And that's exactly what we're gonna do in the Nether this time too, except this World Eater is a bit different. There's a block in the Nether that doesn't exist in the overworld, which causes a bit of trouble. The problem with World Eaters in the overworld is that there can't be any obsidian, and the water can't come into contact with lava, or else the machine just breaks down. Fortunately, there's none of that in the Nether. What you do find, however, are ancient debris blocks. Netherite. Usually you'd want to get them, but they could be a problem. That's why we have a special World Eater, and I think it's really cool. I'm really excited to see it. It's gonna be pretty awesome. This World Eater we're gonna build will farm the ancient debris blocks. At least that's what I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I think he's gonna farm them and then push them all into one spot. It's gonna be crazy. I'm really excited to see it. So this World Eater we're gonna build can handle that, because ancient debris blocks can't be blown up by TNT, so they have to be pushed along. But the World Eater we're gonna build will do that. And this machine we're just gonna go farm now. So I have a total of 5 books right here that contain all the materials we'll need. I already prepared them. I'm using Not Real Crafter, GNU, Gamify, and I Want King. All 5 players have now received one of those books, including myself, and now we're getting the materials. 4,900 observers. For observers, we'll need some redstone. I still got some redstone here. There's redstone up ahead. Let me just take a whole shulker. And we need nether quartz. I think we still have some nether quartz here too. Yep. Here it is. So we're actually pretty well set up for the farms these days, and redstone materials are actually also really easy for us to get. And now we just need to quickly check on the cobblestone generator. We should still have some stuff there. We're gonna need 17 shulkers. 3 shulkers observers are taken care of. Crazy. 3 shulkers, just observers. So this is gonna be a real big machine. Then we get to the next item, and that's 2,300 oak leaves. Oak leaves. We actually have a leaf farm, like right over there. But I'm not entirely sure if it actually makes oak leaves and maybe not just azalea leaves. Actually, do we even need them? We really need leaves? I don't think we need leaves at all. I think the leaves are just for the marking. Wait a minute, let's test it real quick. So, here's the World Eater. Wait, why is it so small? Oh, it just keeps going. Okay. Right, here we see the leaves. We don't even need them, because it's really just a marker so you know where to remove the blocks. Then we don't need any leaves. Alright, 200 yellow wool is next up. And wool isn't really a problem at all. We have a wool farm right here. The sheep aren't really living the best life. But we still got a lot of shulkers in here. There's bound to be some yellow here, right? But I got a feeling there's no yellow in here. There's no yellow here. Well, then let's just go ahead and get some yellow dye. Now we need some yellow flowers there. Now I should just be able to quickly farm the flowers and then keep on planting new ones. And then, bam. No wait, now the red ones are there. Yo, why are the red ones here now? I need yellow! Bro, I'll never get it like this, man. Okay, then we need sunflowers. I'm not gonna start picking the single yellow flowers one by one. I just need a single sunflower. And then I can click on that sunflower with some bone meal and a whole lot more of them should pop up then. And that's how it should work. But I got a feeling, I feel like sunflowers are kind of rare. Come on. It can't really be that hard to find a sunflower. Well, they're actually a lot harder to find than I thought. I know there's an ice biome coming. Bro, that can't be right. I'm searching the entire Minecraft world. It'll take me longer to find a sunflower than it will to get in 5,000 pistons. Oh my god, bro. Bro, I think we actually... Oh, right there, or? Yes, there they are. Let's go! Dude, so I just realized we actually still have sunflowers at our base since we built all the biomes in Minecraft. And now we can just go ahead and click on our entire bone meal with the auto clicker. Okay, so that should be enough. Now we can turn it into yellow. Oh, we even get 2 out of it. And with that, we should be able to now dye the wool. Yeah. 110 dead tube coral fans. And for those, we're gonna have to go to a coral reef. Now, I think the blue ones were the tube coral fans, right? Yeah, tube coral fans. And now we need 110 of them. Alright, 2 stacks of corals, and that's the last item on my list. We're gonna give Gamify a quick hand. Everybody else is already done. I'm done too, but Gamify will need a little longer because he needs to get 13,000 slime blocks. So he needs 7.5 shulkers full of slime blocks. And it only took us about 2 hours to make the entire slime on the machine. So it really wasn't a problem at all, even if there were a few hiccups along the way. Wait, that's not how it's supposed to work. Bro, like, huh? Oh, what? Man, you idiot, you placed a block in there. Anyway, not real crafter, everyone makes mistakes. It's your first day at work. It's okay. Nah, dude. You gotta be kidding, bro. Now you got it coming. How can you make the same mistake twice? Bro, you had one job. All you have to do is place the snow straight ahead of you. See, it's not that hard. Dude. Bro. That was the 3rd time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shulkers slime. And with that, we've officially checked off all the materials we're gonna need for the World Eater. All these materials weren't just for the World Eater, but also for 2 extra TNT dupers, which we're gonna have to build first. The World Eater consists of 2 return stations that repeatedly send large numbers of TNT models back and forth to clear the blocks between them. Each time a layer of blocks is removed, everything moves down 1 block for the next layer. The problem, however, is that the blocks are only removed between the return stations, not directly beneath them, which means that at some point the blocks underneath would stop them from settling and everything would be destroyed. To prevent that, we'll manually remove all the blocks under which the return stations are located, and that means we now need trenches on 2 sides, each 528 blocks long and 16 blocks wide, that go down all the way to the bedrock. Let's go! Yo, and look at how fast it is, I already forgot about that. Well, it's not going with regular flying machine speed, but at double speed. Go. Yep, but we actually have to do more than just 2 trenches, which we're gonna need so the World Eater can lower itself. Let me just go ahead and show you the whole thing. This right here is the World Eater. You can see on both sides. And we need the trench now so the machine can repeatedly lower itself. So it removes a layer of blocks across the entire area, moves back, lowers itself, and so on and so on. And here under the machine, it's not going to blow the stuff up, only from here on. And that's why we're digging this trench here, but we're also going to need 2 more. We're also going to need trenches here that are 3 blocks wide, and they're simply there to prevent these slime blocks from touching any of the blocks when it keeps driving back and forth. So if it were to drive down here like this, all these blocks would have to be removed, otherwise they'll get stuck and then the whole machine will break. So that's a bit of a delicate matter. World Eaters aren't exactly low maintenance in that regard. Every single block really has to be removed, and because it's constantly moving back and forth, we have to remove all the blocks in a line all the way to the front. Every inch in debris, every lava source, every single block. So I gathered all the other players together and we started digging out all the side trenches by hand while the TNT dupers were running. Of course, we could have used TNT dupers there, but since we had nothing else to do anyway, and a TNT duper blows away a lot more blocks, exposing more annoying lava, we just did it by hand. Oh, and speaking of annoying lava, the TNT dupers in the wide trenches don't remove lava, which means there's a lot of work waiting for us later with a gigantic lava lake which, funnily enough, lies right on top of the trench. Everything's been cleaned up. Wow. And now y'all can see there's a whole lot of work ahead of us, bro. Because it looks like that the entire row in that direction is flooded with lava. And we're gonna have to remove it all now. Which means I think we're just gonna go ahead and get a whole lot of sand first. And for that, we'll have to go to the end. So let's see if we still got sand here. Okay. No, there's no sand here. Alright, well I'm just gonna go ahead and turn on the gravity duper for a minute and get the sand that I need. The concrete duper looks a bit different in case you're wondering, cause it blew itself up recently so we had to rebuild everything. But let's just go ahead and start replacing these blocks with sand. I want to try pressing the power button and then going through the same end portal. Oh my god. Yep, it works. Let's go. And now first, we'll place, so we can remove all the lava along this line, sand to the left and the right of that line. And the reason we're doing this is because we'll be using certain redstone machines afterward. These are drainers. They remove water and lava and they're simply going to drive through here and remove all of the lava blocks. So the machine is going to remove the middle blocks, but first off, we're just going to have to draw these 2 tracks all the way up to the front. I'm trying to think of how to make this a little easier. I think, yeah, this couldn't be more painful. I think it would be better if we got some fire res. Wait, can we do it like this? Okay, that would work. Alright, that would work too. Yeah, okay, let's just get some fire res real quick. And luckily, I then remembered that we still have our bartering farm where hundreds of piglins automatically trade an incredible number of items for us. Unfortunately, fire res potions aren't sorted here, but there is an overflow storage where we still had a huge amount of potions. And while we spend 45 minutes rummaging through the bartering farm's trash, maybe you could leave a like and check if you subscribe to the channel yet. Dude, how much is in here, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double chests of fire res, bro. And with fire resistance, things are a lot more chill now because we can just jump into the lava. Now let's just pull these tracks all the way up to the front. For the test. Is it working? Yep, it works. Hell yeah. And that's gonna go much faster now. Once the lava was gone, all the blocks underneath had to be removed so that everything was at bedrock level. And with that, the first of 4 trenches was complete. Now everything's at bedrock level, all the lava is gone, everything's been cleared up, 580 blocks long. But it definitely took us a lot longer than I thought it would. Just this single little passage here took us over a day. Well, now I guess we can just go ahead and move on to the other side, because the same exact thing has to be done over there as well. And, well, let's hope there isn't that much lava there. Let's just take a look. There might actually be less lava. Let's go, let's get all that shit out. Yo, look, they mowing straight through it. Awesome. We're done. The second trench is finished. And with that, we've finished up both of the small trenches. And that means we're gonna have to go ahead and take care of these ones now. Man, it's gonna take so much work to clear all this away. And yes, it really was a lot of work, and probably a lot more than it needed to be. We were able to clear the lava relatively easily with the larger versions of the drainers, but the blocks underneath the lava were incredibly annoying. For those, we turned on the TNT dupers again, which were constantly blowing up the sand walls, which shouldn't happen because otherwise the lava wouldn't let any more blocks be removed. So Not Real Crafter had the brilliant idea of simply replacing all the sand with anvils because they don't get destroyed by TNT. But when we turned on the TNT dupers again, all the anvils were blasted in all directions because when the blocks below are destroyed by the TNT and the anvils fall, they become entities and can be moved by the TNT. But you could easily solve that by placing obsidian underneath all of the anvils, right? Well, the anvils were able to hold back the lava from the lava pools, but then the lava simply flowed underneath the anvil walls. And in the end, after we cleared up the mess and collected all the anvils scattered by the TNT, which would otherwise destroy the World Eater later, we simply mined the blocks by hand. We really should have just done that from the start. But with that, we're through with the most strenuous part, and all the 4 trenches are finished, which means we can now take our previously transported materials and finally build the large World Eater. The World Eater has been built. The massive 580 block wide World Eater, and probably also the largest redstone structure we've ever built here on the SMP. And we can now go ahead and finally activate the World Eater for the first time, and of course hopefully for the last time. We spent several days digging down the trenches here. They're all down to the bedrock. Everything you can see down here in the middle is now moments away from getting completed, all by this machine, fully automatically. Now is the time where we're going to activate the World Eater. I'm a little scared. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay. Okay, it's looking good, looking good. So every TNT model is working. Yo. Man, that's crazy, isn't it? Dude, imagine you have a base like that in the Nether, and your mate just comes along and builds this. And you can see it in the distance coming towards you. So when it works, it does look pretty cool, but it is a bit tense, because even a single block can stop the whole thing, and then everything's broken. Then we have to rebuild it all. So if there's an obsidian block somewhere here, and if I put my ender chest here and it drives into it, everything's broken. But we've searched the entire area and there shouldn't be a single obsidian left. Not a single anvil, not a single ender chest. The entire area should be clean. At least I hope so. So right now he's not removing any blocks because he's been placed a bit higher in the air, but we're about to see him lower itself. The TNT dupers have moved in, now the sweepers are also coming in, and now it should turn around and set itself lower. Yep. You can see it lowered itself, the sweepers are also lowered, and everything's gonna start moving again. And the same thing's gonna happen again. Then I'd say, let's just leave this thing alone for a while and keep it running a bit until it's actually reached the blocks. Then we might see how the ancient debris gets pushed underneath. It's probably gonna take a while though. So let's just check back in about 2 hours, then it should be a little further down. Oh, okay. Bro, the whole Nether is exposed. Yo. What did it do? Wait, is this still running? Yeah. Bro, this just looks like ultimate destruction. The ultimate Nether destroying machine is on the loose. Look, here's an ancient debris block, right? And with each pass, it's gonna get pushed 1 block further down. Maybe we can see it here real quick. Where is it? There. Here we can see it. Yep, there it was. It was pushed 1 block further down. And it's going to continue doing that the entire time with all the ancient debris in this area. And all the ancient debris blocks here will eventually be all at bedrock level. Then we can farm the entire bedrock below, including all the ancient debris. So everything's still running, the machine is making really good progress and still hasn't broken down yet. We're just gonna let this thing run for the remaining 8 hours and then this whole thing should be empty. The World Eater is finished. We finally made it. Now we actually have our giant hole here in the Nether and there are actually no problems. I managed to get it all in one go, which isn't a guarantee. We definitely had a lot more problems with our previous World Eaters on the server, and it's truly rare for it to work on the first try. And in case you're wondering what all those blue dots are all over the bedrock, these blue dots are actually ancient debris blocks. I have a texture pack to highlight them so you can see it a lot better. Bro, there's so much ancient debris here, it's actually crazy. So all that was pushed down by the machine and now it's accumulated down here. A few blocks are still left and you can still see the lava which you couldn't remove. So the World Eater is driven now completely into the bedrock. It really can't remove any more blocks, so we'll have to do it by hand again, because I don't think the bedrock breaker can remove the lava. And that will be the final step. So to create our giant void, we're just missing the last 5 layers of the bedrock, the same thing we did at the beginning, and then we're pretty much done. And I'd say before we get starting on the bedrock, we should first go ahead and collect all the ancient debris. That's gonna be so much. I think we removed all the ancient debris now. And all of that amounted to this much. 17 stacks and 12. Actually a little less than I thought. I thought we'd maybe fill a whole shulker, but you also gotta say it was just a byproduct. I mean, our goal was never to farm ancient debris in the first place, and getting all of this out of here is pretty crazy. There'll be 30 netherite blocks if you recraft it. So let's start with step 3 and remove the 5 lower bedrock layers as well, so that in the end only a huge void remains. And before we can build the first bedrock breaker models just like above, we need to make a few preparations like removing all the lava between the bedrock. And we're also dismantling the World Eater again, because I think the 13,000 slime blocks, 10,000 pistons, and 5,000 observers will definitely be useful again at some point. And that means we can now go ahead and focus on setting up the bedrock breaker for the second time. The only problem is that the bedrock breaker initially made a larger pit than the World Eater. The World Eater had to fit into the bedrock breaker's pit, but now the problem is the bedrock breaker has to fit back into the World Eater's pit. And of course that's not gonna work. That means we'll have to mine a few more blocks down there. We could also make the bedrock breaker a bit smaller, but I think we can take a quick look at the markings of our hole, which is supposed to be here in the end. It's supposed to be round, actually. Well, there's no room left. I think we can forget that. Because if we start building the smaller bedrock breaker down here, we won't end up with enough of the bedrock gone, and that wouldn't be so cool. So in theory, well, maybe it would work, but it would be pretty tight. We just now actually got another smaller schematic from Mr. Tivo, thankfully. So this right here would be the bedrock breaker we used above. This is actually even a smaller version than the one that we were using. As you can see, we'd have to remove quite a bit of lava here, bro. That would be a real pain. And the thing is, we can't push it any further to the right either, because there's a wall on the other side. And well, luckily we have Mr. Tivo, who actually managed to get this thing a little smaller. So it still fits in the hole we made 500 by 500. And as you can see, it almost fits. So this is really the absolute bare minimum size bedrock breaker we're gonna have to build to get our 500 by 500 block pit. So it's really gonna break the lowest bedrock layer like right here. And we're really lucky that we have Mr. Tivo, because otherwise we would have had an incredible amount of work and would have had to mine another 300,000 blocks. Okay, I think it's actually gonna fit right into the wall right here. So that's how it should look. Now we're just gonna have to remove those 2 blocks back there and just a little more over here, and then the machine fits perfectly 1 model out of 5. But we'll do it the same way as above, letting it slide in 1 model at a time. And that's how it should work. So we remove the remaining lava and all of the blocks. After that, we were able to build the first bedrock breaker model. Then let's start getting the machine going. Let's go. I hope it works. Please let it work. Oh. Checks out, right? Very, very, very good. Well, I mean, what did you expect? Of course it works. By now, we're pretty much experts. I think very little actually went wrong in the beginning, and now we're pretty familiar with everything that could go wrong here. Alright. Now you have to place it. Come on, don't let us down. Place. What? It's not getting the piston. Everything's rebuilt. Attempt number 2. What? Bro, what's going on? Alright, let's get it. Oh my god, I think it works. Yes! Okay, it's working. Wait, no, it's not! What are you doing?
By now, we're pretty much experts.
The 5th bedrock breaker is built. And as you can see, the lowest bedrock layer is exposed. Bro, if you look at it like this, it kind of looks like I'm standing on the Nether ceiling. Completely clean shaven, and you can clearly see that this is the final layer. When the bedrock blocks are removed from the last 5th model, we'll finally reveal the void for the first time. Let's just hope it all works out. Well, down here, we've had a couple of real problems with the others. So we've rebuilt the machines here at least 4 or maybe 5 times. That was super exhausting. But now I think everything is actually working out, and we're gonna start the 5th bedrock breaker. The final bedrock breaker. After that, we don't have to do anything else. Then we're done. After that, everything keeps on running, and then we should actually have our void pit. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now it's happening. Yo, it works! There it is. The void. The final bedrock layer. Bro, now just look at this. Now the machine's gonna completely remove everything. You can see it from below right here. Kind of a weird perspective seeing it all from underneath. That's so weird. If you fly over here later after everything's been voided and the elytra breaks, bro, you're screwed. There's really nothing you can do because this is a huge area. I'm gonna check my elytra durability more from now on. So when that one turns around on the other side, all we have to do is wait, and we'll be able to take a look at our void pit in a few days. The first ones are pretty much already through, but one bedrock breaker still takes like a few days to get from this side to the other. So it's gonna take him about 3 or 4 days to get over there. Bro, look at that, man. It's awesome, bro. Like, we got a huge construction site going on here. And there's the void. Then, well, I'd say let's let the machine just do its job. And for now, we're just gonna have to wait a couple of days. So of course, we're gonna check in every now and then and see if everything's working, but I think it should be all good now. The machines are all running, and in a few days, this thing will be empty. And then, step 1 of the Nether Mega Base will be complete. We finally did it. The bedrock breaker is done, and with that, we finally finished our gigantic void pit. Bro, looks so sick. Everything's just gone. 30 million blocks, and all that's left is void. Crazy. With that, step 1 toward the ultimate Nether mega base is complete. And if you're watching the video when it comes out, you'll actually have something to look forward to. Because next week, next Friday at around 4 p.m., we're following up with the next video where we start making this pit round. Because right now it's obviously still square. And we'll be building a really insane wall texture. And generally, the next few videos will all be dedicated to the Nether mega base. So if you don't want to miss it, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah, and huge thanks to Razer, who, fitting to go with the series, sent me a brand new keyboard and mouse. And I'm really happy with both of them. The mouse and keyboard are both going to be linked in the video description. So if you're looking for something new, be sure to check it out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video when we continue working on this huge construction site. Because this was just the beginning.